The last one for today's video is 1983's Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, a World War II drama film starring Tom Conti, Ryuichi Sakamoto, and of course, David Bowie. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence follows Lieutenant Colonel John Lawrence, just one of many prisoners held at a camp in Bowie. The difference between him and the others, however, is that he knows how to speak Japanese and is basically given the role of translator. In doing so, he tries his best to bridge together his beliefs as an Englishman with the Japanese. One of the men that he ends up befriending is Sergeant Hara, who questions why they didn't all want to die from shame from being caught, which could help spell out the thesis of this film quite early on. The film focuses on the clashing of not only cultural beliefs between the English and the Japanese, but of military styles as well. The same can be said about the camp's leader, Captain Yonoi, who from the very start of the film you see as a very fierce and brutal man that tries his best to honor the code of the samurai, and in doing so trickles down pain and punishment not only on the prisoners, but on his own men as well. But almost as quickly as we establish his character, it's then challenged when he develops a romantic fascination with one of his prisoners, Jack Sellers, a bright major whom from the very point he was captured shows nothing but anger towards the Japanese military. And instead of seething with anger back against him, Yonoi can't help but to be infatuated. He makes sure that he's cared for, he watches him as he sleeps, and he asks about him all the time, which is pretty crazy.
Why are you so interested in him?
This film does something that a lot of anti-war films can't do, which is to humanize those that war considers to be the enemy. And as the film marches on, you start to see how that affects Yonoi and in turn his leadership. I'd love to continue because this is a really beautifully put together film with a lot to dissect, but I feel it's important for you to go out and view it yourself. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence is a brutal watch to say the least, but the way that brutality is captured is nothing short of brilliant. It showcases the humanity that lies in the darkest corners of war, a perspective that we still lack in a lot of our conversations about this very subject. Does the film run a bit long? Yeah. Do I feel that despite how beautifully put together the soundtrack is, that it could be a bit distracting at points?
I was dreaming about this woman.
Christ. Sounds like she cut it off.
Yeah. Do I think that the Japanese actors could have been directed better when they speak English?
You shall stay inside your barracks for 48 hours.
Almost every single time. But even with its flaws, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence stands out on its own as an exceptional piece of cinema that I wish more people talked about. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10.